It was at first shocking, traumatizing. I wondered how my life will go, what take my life will take. I was diagnosed with diabetes type 1 in August 2015. Inheritance is actually a non-factor. The pricking, especially during the cold season, it's actually so painful. So they'll be like, is this lady injecting drugs or something? You'll feel like eating cake once in a while. We are actually the same as everyone else. It's just that our pancreas is lazy.
Hello guys, welcome to Nezar TV. We are back in style, and today we are bringing you the story of a beautiful lady by the name Joy, and hope it will be amazing as she talks about her life living with diabetes. So here is Joy. Let's talk to her. First of all, what's your name? Tell the viewers your name and everything.
My name is Joy. I am a student of journalism pursuing my degree. I also did a diploma in mass communication. Yes.
So let's get to her story. Her story is amazing. Let's listen to her story. Welcome back. So we are going to start our interview with Joy. Let's listen from her as she talks about her story living with diabetes. So first of all, when were you diagnosed with diabetes?
I was diagnosed with diabetes type 1 in August 2015.
Okay, diabetes type 1. Any symptoms before?
Yes, I had symptoms. I actually had all the symptoms. It's just that I didn't have the knowledge that it was the diabetes type 1. I had the excess urination, excessive thirst, excess hunger, dizziness, blurred vision, fatigue without even doing anything. But I didn't know that it was actually the condition that was showing up.
Okay, so before being diagnosed, you say you were experiencing some symptoms that you never knew it was diabetes. And we see diabetes is a chronic condition that is being transferred from one person to another in families. Do you know of any person in your family who had that similar disease?
Actually, no. Nobody in my family has it except me, and also in my lineage. It is not a common disease, but with diabetes type 1 nowadays, inheritance is actually a non-factor, because you realize one person has it and nobody in their family has it. Yes.
So thank you. And speaking about the same diabetes, what was your feeling after being diagnosed with the diabetes type 1?
It was shocking because I didn't imagine I can actually be diagnosed with such a chronic disease. So it was at first shocking, traumatizing. I wondered how my life will go, what take my life will take. And so I'll say it was traumatizing, and yeah.
But we've heard your story before coming to this interview, and one of the key factors that you were highlighting in that talking about diabetes, you were so courageous and open about speaking about diabetes, living with diabetes type 1. So what has kept you moving? What's your motivation?
My first motivation, of course, is God.
Yes.
Because without God, I couldn't have made it this far. He's been strengthening me and helping me through the journey. My family has been the biggest support that I've had. My parents, my sister and brother, they've embraced me, the condition. They've been so supportive up to an extent where they even embrace the lifestyle I'm living. And so it becomes so supportive. They've been so supportive and a motivation. And also I've been blessed with friends who accept. Actually, when I share it with my close friends, they never react to it like it's something so bad and they neglect me. They always walk the journey. They want to know how is it, and they'll help me when I'm feeling unwell. And so I think my environment generally has been a motivation, and also the fact that I've been able to achieve a lot while still living with the condition actually has motivated me to keep moving and managing the condition.
So would you say you've done a lot living with diabetes than you are not diagnosed?
Yes, actually, yes. Because when I was diagnosed, I was in Form 2 of my high school. So I managed to finish high school. I've gone to diabetes camps, and it has been such a journey such that when someone is diagnosed and it looks like it's actually taking over them, I'll be called to talk to them because obviously it looks like I have. It's been 7 years, almost 8 years now. And so, yes, I can say I've achieved a lot. Like before, I've done my diploma still with it, my degree. I've worked in places I desire. And so I'm still following my talent. And there's nothing I can't do, including my side hustle of designing and tailoring. I've been able to achieve actually excellent work in the same.
Thank you. So, speaking about your 7 years living with diabetes type 1, is there a point, have not heard you talk about the syringes, because living with diabetes is part of living with syringes. So tell us your story about the syringe thing.
Yes, so as many people might know, obviously when you're diagnosed with diabetes type 1, you immediately start the insulin treatment, and insulin can only be administered through injections every day, twice or thrice, but mostly twice, before breakfast and before supper. And so it's been quite a journey. Getting used to it was so hard for me. So you can imagine you're injecting yourself every day, yourself. Nobody's injecting you. You have to do it by yourself, and you have no otherwise, because if you don't do it, your sugars go high and it's even dangerous for your life. And so it was hard at first. It was extremely hard. But as we went on, I got used to it. Right now, even inject while laughing, while talking to people. So they find it weird, but for me, you get used to it. But it's actually the pricking, especially during the cold season. It's actually so painful, but you get used to it and you embrace it because you know it is for your own good. Plus, the syringe is not like a big one. It's just like half an inch, half or 3/4 an inch of the syringe. You have to inject either your stomach or your hands or your thighs. Yes, so it's been quite a journey, and I enjoy doing it and knowing that I'm doing it for my own good. Yeah, but it's never easy. Obviously, injecting yourself can never be easy, but 7 years, seriously, I am used to.
Okay, so your story is so beautiful, your story is amazing, but tell us, have you ever had this one challenge or a major challenge living with your diabetes type 1 in these 7 years of your...
Yes, I've not only had one challenge, but many challenges, 1,000 of challenges.
Tell us those challenges.
Yes, so the challenges are many, but I'd say the main challenge, apart from having friends who embrace me, there's still stigmatization. Like the people who will see you inject, maybe you're in a camp or somewhere where you're many people, if I may say like that, and then people will be like, they don't have knowledge, so they'll be like, is this lady injecting drugs or something? Yeah, and so stigmatization is there. Or you'll be with friends somewhere, they're all taking sugary foods, you're there, nobody's like understanding you or supporting you. Yeah, so at times you'll find yourself blending in. And also there's the side effects of diabetes, where you have there are the long-term effects and the short-term effects. Like we have infections which infect you anyhow, loss of weight, like it's hard for you to control your weight. Actually, you have the urges for sugar. That's a big challenge, because obviously you'll feel like eating cake once in a while. And then there's the challenge of, the insulin has to be in a very cold place. So being in Mombasa, moving from one place to another is a challenge, because I need a fridge. I can't walk around with a fridge, but at least we have an innovation that came up with the insulin pen. It's like a pen that you carry, which is a bit expensive than the normal insulin. Finances, like you have to cater for the syringes. And remember, apart from the syringe, I have to prick my fingers like more than 5 times a day to test the sugar. So that requires also money for the prickers, for the strips, for that machine, for the insulin, for the syringes. Yes, and the challenges have been quite many. At times you'll sit and be like, wow, I'm tired of this. Like I miss the normal life where I can just wake up and eat without injecting. Yeah, and challenges have been there actually.
Okay, your story is so amazing. Another last question for you. You've lived with diabetes type 1 for 7 years.
Yes.
Now, for the 7 years you've lived with diabetes type 1, your story is coming so amazing. You're so bold about it. What would you tell that viewer who is living the same condition or another condition similar to yours that needs this effort? What would you tell him or her to just encourage her or him? What would you tell them?
Before I answer that, I actually forgot. I think the main challenge with diabetes that I forgot to air is the low sugar and high sugar, which occur every day. With the low sugar and the high sugar, you're not comfortable. Especially the low sugar, you can even collapse on your way. So that makes you have to carry glucose everywhere you go. And so that's actually one of the major challenges, the unstable sugars, which is actually the challenge of diabetes because it is unstable sugars due to lack of insulin. What I'll tell someone who is living with diabetes, actually I think that time I shared with you, I shared about the Prime Minister of UK who has been living with diabetes almost her entire life. We have people who have married, had kids, had grandchildren, achieved a lot in the sports, in journalism, in their careers, gym, self-employment. And so diabetes is actually not a disease, it is just a condition. And so I would encourage them to take care of themselves, embrace the condition, get the best out of it and embrace it like it's your own. Of course, it doesn't own you, but just embrace it, take care of your sugars, and there is nothing you cannot achieve. There is actually nothing you cannot do when you have diabetes. And so I will encourage them to keep pursuing their dreams. Don't just be at home, say, I am sick. Like, get out there, pursue your dreams, get that PhD, run that business. There is actually nothing you can't do. We are actually the same as everyone else. It's just that our pancreas is lazy. And so, yes, that's what I can actually encourage them to pursue their dreams, because people with diabetes type 1 out here are actually achieving a lot more than the ones without. And so it's quite an interesting journey to walk in yourself, take care of yourself, achieve your dreams. So go and conquer everything that you want to, and trust God, of course, because without God, yes.
Okay, another question outside the topic. What's the story behind your smile?
Oh my goodness, what do I say? I am generally always happy.
What makes you happy?
I don't know that it's my name, the fact that my parents called me Joy, but I'm always happy. I find myself always happy. I think it's just a personality. I would say that I embrace happiness, I value happiness, and the peace of mind. It just makes me smile all through, even in situations where I'm not supposed to be smiling.
Thank you for your story. This has been the story of Joy Nzangi as she talks about her condition living with diabetes type 1. So it's time to exit. Remember to subscribe to this channel, turn on all notifications so as to get notified every time there's new content for you. So thanks for your time. See you again. Stay tuned at Nezar TV.